Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm here with Robert. All right, what a weekend! A lot of auto racing. Indianapolis 500 on right now. We had the Grand Prix of Monaco this morning. A lot of pro wrestling. We had the WWE United Champions, Impact Wrestling Under Siege. Both reviews are already up. Tonight we will have NXT Battleground and AEW Double or Nothing on simultaneously. Hopefully you've got two screens like I do to be able to watch both of those, plus the NASCAR Coca-Cola 600 may or may not go off tonight. So lots going on, plus we had two GCW shows, so we're going to go ahead and run down both of those reviews here. The first one was GCW Lifestyle, and then the next one will be FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling versus Game Changer Wrestling 2. Both of these happened, one happened Friday night, one happened on Saturday night. We're going to get both reviews up. Now, I have reviewed 50-some odd GCW shows over the last 3 years. A lot of best of GCW. If you've never seen a GCW show, they are worth watching because they don't just do the death matches. They do some of those, yes. But they also do some lucha libre style matches. They have scramble matches. They have match kind of things for everyone, I believe. All right, so on GCW Lifestyle, first match we had a 6-way scramble match. We had Alec Price, the East Coast Ace, I think they're calling him, or one of him and Jordan Oliver, kind of similar. But Alec Price, Jordan Oliver, Titus Alexander, these are some young, talented wrestlers. Blake Christian that I follow a lot, talk about a lot on here. He went up against Billie Starkz, Damian Drake, Jimmy Lloyd. He's a different boy. Jimmy fucking Lloyd, Matt Vandagriff, and Sam Stackhouse. Sam Stackhouse is a big boy. Typical scramble match in GCW, a little bit high flying, a little bit of power. Jimmy Lloyd seems to be in a lot of these scramble matches. This match was pretty good. Alec Price got the victory. I ended up giving it 3.5. Next up, we had, again, one of my favorite wrestlers, Jordan Oliver, going up against probably the best technical wrestler in pro wrestling today, the one and only Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. currently the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Champion. This was a clinic of a match. Zack Sabre Jr. put some submission holds on Jordan Oliver that, yeah, I've never seen before. It was crazy. But Zack Sabre Jr. ended up getting the victory there. I ended up giving that match 3.5. So yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. again, one of the best technical wrestlers out there. Was able to get the submission victory over Jordan Oliver. I ended up giving it 3.5 star. But this is definitely something you need to go watch if you are a Zack Sabre Jr. fan or want to know more about Jordan Oliver. Next up, we had Maki Itoh versus Sandra Moone. That was more actually. No, it's Moone. It's Moone. Sandra Moone. Maki Itoh. She's a little spitfire. Very talented. Part of the MDK gang with Nick Gage. Maki Itoh getting the victory there. I give it 2 3/4 stars. Pretty decent little match. Next up, we had, who is not the King of Deathmatch, is Matt Cardona. Who is not the Queen of Deathmatch is Steph DeLander. Steph DeLander's never been in a death match, and Matt Cardona beat Nick Gage one match. Joey Janela and Sawyer took them on, shut them up a little bit with the victory there. Joey Janela, Sawyer getting that victory over Matt Cardona, Steph DeLander. I gave it 3 1/4. It was a pretty decent little match. Next up, we had Blake Christian. Blake Christian versus Dark Sheik. Blake Christian, just the way he's been lately, getting booed everywhere, this kind of heel persona. Again, he needs to be part of the Bullet Club, the way he's been acting. It's kind of nonchalantly doing something. This match actually turned into a pretty decent match. He actually gave it some time, which was impressive. Give it 16 minutes. Blake Christian getting him victory over Dark Sheik. I give it 3.5. It was that good. Next up, we had a 6-man tag team 3-way match. So 3 teams of 3, basically. So it was almost a trios match, but it was a 6-man's. It was, yeah. I don't know what they call a 6-man tag team 3-way match is what it's actually called, because we had the team of BUSSY, which in actually teaming up with Second Gear Crew, so it was Second gear BUSSY, Alec, Katch, and Effy, and Mance going up against Los Macizos, Ciclope, Miedo, Extremo, teaming with John Wayne, Murdoch, and then Jack Cartwheel, Starboy, Charlie, and Titus Alexander were the other three team. Jack Cartwright, Starboy, Charlie, and Titus Alexander have been feuding in West Coast Pro and Prestige, so they don't get along, but they were on the same team with one another, and you could see that coming across. And Jack Cartwheel was trying to befriend both of them because he has, and yeah, it was just a whole bunch of cluster going on there. BUSSY and Mance getting the victory. I ended up giving it 3 1/4. The second best match of the night, which I've seen this match multiple times in multiple different companies. AEW, Ring of Honor, GCW, what else? There was another company over WrestleMania weekend. El Hero del Vikingo versus Gringo Loco versus Commander. These three guys, holy crap. 3 of the best luchadors in professional wrestling in 2023. Vikingo, I know we saw him versus Kenny Omega. We've seen him versus Loco versus Commander single matches. Who else has he been in the ring with? I think there's Vikingo Ospreay, if I remember correctly. I don't remember top of my head. Well, let's actually just look up some of El Hero de Vikingo's matches here in 2023. It's one thing I love about CageMatch.com. You get a lot of great information there, and it'll show this. So we've had Commander and him teaming up at Ring of Honor. AAA, it was Duristico Gringo Loco versus Vikingo and Pentagon Jr. Vikingo, Commander, and Metalese Jr. AAA. And then Vikingo teamed up with Lucha Brothers versus QVT on AEW. Let's go back to the WrestleMania weekend stuff here. So over WrestleMania weekend, it was Blake Christian and Vikingo at Ring of Honor. And then it was Vikingo, Black Taurus, and Commander at WrestleCon. Vikingo and Commander at Ring of Honor. Vikingo and Billie at Joe Janela. Vikingo and Laredo Kid at Gringo Loco show. So yeah, I mean, just Gringo Loco, Vikingo, and Aris at a Warrior Wrestling show back in March. Yeah, the Omega Vikingo match back in March at AEW Dynamite. Vikingo and yes, I mean, he's had so many great matches here in 2023. This was another one. Vikingo getting a victory. I ended up giving it 3 3/4 star. Then in the main event of Lifestyle, we had the GCW Ultraviolet Championship on the line. Champion Rina Yamashita going up against Cole Radrick, the Ratty Daddy, the king of Rackship Mountain. I call him the Prince of Death Matches because of this match right here. It's one of the reasons. So they start the match off with light tubes and glass and doors and all this kind of fun plunder around the ringside area. So a good death match, you get a mixture of tubes, doors, chairs, glass, shower doors, gusset plates. You get all that stuff kind of used in a correct way. You don't just stand there and do 10 minutes nothing but tubes, but yeah, you gotta mix in the glass a little bit. Certain death matches you mix in a pizza cutter, like Itoh does that, Nick Gage does that. Maybe you bring in a gusset plate or two. John Wayne Murdoch is good with those. This match had a little bit of everything. Had a couple different glass panels. They went through a bunch of tubes. When you take the tubes and you get creative with it, so when you beat your opponent down, they're sitting in the corner, and you put a bundle of tubes in front of them, and you do backflips into the tubes. Those are kind of cool. Or you lay the tubes on the table, lay the person on the door, the tubes on top of them, and do some up top rope. Those are kind of cool. Now, when you just take a bundle of tubes and just whack your people with it, man. But when you do whack them with a tube, you pick up the jagged edge of the tube and just start carving them up. Now that is impressive. That's what these two did to each other. Holy snap. 19 and a half minutes of nothing but deathmatch wrestling. I gave it 4 star. Rina Yamashita getting the victory, beating Cole Radrick. So yeah, she is still the GCW Ultra Violent Champion. This was a pretty good death match. Now, when I rate star rate matches, a normal match, I was up to 5 stars, most I'll forgive. On these death matches, very few that I've given over 4 star, but I look at using these weapons the same way as a move. If you look at the Zack Sabre Jr. match, a lot of submission holds, a lot of mat-based wrestling. Well, I look at using a bundle of tubes the same way, using a pane of glass the same way. You know, if you're taking a bundle of tubes and just whacking somebody with it, okay, that's kind of boring. Now, if you're, putting them on and doing moonsaults or putting them on tables or, doing flips off the top rope, holding the tube so the tube lands on them, that's creative. Or you break the tube and you just start carving them up, or you break a bunch of tubes, you get all this glass in the ring, and you start doing moves on the glass. That's what makes it kind of stand out a little bit more. But that is GCW Lifestyle Review. As always, thanks for watching the Rubber Sports Show. Stay tuned to Rubber Sports Show for tonight. So we have Double or Nothing and Battleground previews after those shows tonight. As always, thanks for watching the Rubber Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports sound content.